Okay, are you ready?
Mhm.
Great. Something's got a phone. Well, anyway, first of all, just want to celebrate Small Business Week. I don't think the week has really how we all planned it originally. I think we were having our Small Business Awards this week and had lots of things planned, but we certainly are happy you're here joining us this afternoon as we are virtually getting together. Hopefully, we have a great panel to kind of help us out understand what we've kind of been going through over the last, I think it's 8 weeks now, maybe 9, that have been a little bit of a day-to-day situation for all of us small businesses. I just decided for myself, I just wake up every day and try to look at it and say, what can I accomplish today? It's all new. It's all an adjustment. And it's been challenging and rewarding, I think, all at the same time. So anyway, thank you for joining us here. I appreciate the joint effort between the Small Business Council and TIBA. I think it's great. The more of us small business folks that get together and share, I feel like, and that are like-minded, I think the stronger we are in Topeka, because again, our goal is just to grow our community, support our small and local businesses. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Jennifer with Azura, who's going to be our moderator today. Hi, Jennifer. How are you today?
Good. How are you, Beth Ann?
Thank you for volunteering to do this. I so appreciate it. And by the way, I just have to put in 2 cents on Jennifer. She's one of the most hardworking people that we have at the Small Business Council. And I think she's one of the most hardworking people that TIBA has also. She certainly makes both organizations better organizations by what she does for both of our organizations. So with that, Jennifer, I turn it over to you. And I also thank you for all your hard work.
Thank you. It's not hard work when you love what you do. And I am a very firm believer in servant leadership. And I feel like my calling is to serve the business community. And as I was helping Glenda and Rhett and all of the team over at GTP put this together, some of the things that really came to mind was what in my mind is an entrepreneur. Some of the words that came to mind were drive, determination, grit, curiosity, as well as flexibility. And I definitely feel like every one of these panel speakers encompasses all of those in one. So first off, we're going to start with Alicia. Alicia is the owner of Leaping Llamas. They opened up, it's an artisan shop that opened up August of 2016, and she curates artists from around the state of Kansas and other artists around the U.S. And she also organizes art lessons that are offered to both adults and kids. And she is most proud of the relationship she's built with Leaping Llamas, as she is close with her artists and loves becoming active in the Kansas community. And she's also a member of the Small Business Council and has done a fantastic job helping us lead that organization. So thank you, Alicia.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Miss Darlene Morgan with Milk and Honey. Just had my Milk and Honey latte there yesterday. They are fantastic. She is a lifelong Topekan as well as a graduate of Highland Park. She definitely has 2 loves. She's an advocate for those victim rights as well as an entrepreneur all of her life. Her entrepreneurship began trying to help her kids get through school, and so she did burritos on the go. And I think some of that also correlates over to her work at Milk and Honey. She has some amazing Polish burritos and breakfast burritos there at Milk and Honey. She has collaborated with co-owner Chris Hartman, as well as Kevin over at Blue Jazz Coffee. And from that, they were able to create Milk and Honey. And she definitely has a unique story, because not only is she an entrepreneur, but she really opened up her business right in the heat of all of this, right after the stay-at-home orders were enacted. And so it's just nice to see her dream come true and be able to still serve in the way that she wants to. So next up, we have Ashley, Ashley Dassinger Carson with Ash Boutique in 2014. She's a longtime Topeka resident and then opened up Ash Boutique in the historic Westboro Mall. And also, sorry, second. It's a premier contemporary shop featuring women's clothes and accessories. She does have a degree in both advertising and public relations, which you can see in everything that you get from her. She's very well versed in that. She has 18 years in the industry experience, has led her to continue to grow her company. This summer, Ash is also expanding to its new home on Kansas Avenue. Ashley's also launching a new brand later this year called Makers, which is a shop featuring local and homemade products. So thank you, Ashley, so much for being a part of today's panel speakers. Then next up, we have Mr. Adam Van Dong and his lovely wife, Casey. Thank you, Casey, for joining us as well. We know it takes a team to make it work. And as you know, Adam is with the White Linen. He's a small town boy turned gourmet chef. He grew up in a farm near Soldier, Kansas, graduated from Onega High School, and graduated with an associate's from Culinary Arts School from the Arts Institute International in December 2010. He also worked at numerous upscale country clubs and gourmet restaurants before pursuing his dream of being a business owner in the food industry. Thank goodness he did. He opened up the Fifth Street Sandwich Shop in June of 2013. He remodeled and designed a gourmet dinner spot in the back of the shop. Less than a year later, began serving drum room dinner shortly thereafter. And then since then, Adam has pursued his lifetime goal of opening a high-end gourmet restaurant in Topeka in the famous Columbian Columbian building. So thank you, Adam, for joining us as well. So next off, we'll start off with our first question, and we will start back with Alicia. What is your why for owning a business?
I guess it was never a long-term goal, or it was a long-term goal I had that I decided life was too short to wait till closer to retirement. And so with the love of arts and the artist community I had around me, we built Leaping Llamas.
Awesome, thank you. Next off, Darlene, can you tell us your why of why you wanted to open a business?
Yeah, I think for the most part, you know, I've honestly prayed for years upon years to really make a difference in my community, and I just didn't know that it was going to involve waking up at the crack of dawn each day. But I've learned to really not question where God takes you. And so, yeah, I just really like making a difference in people's lives, even if it means just doing it with a cup of coffee, and especially if it's local.
Nice. Ashley, how about you? What's your why for owning your business?
It's changed over the years. It originally started with the idea that I wanted to create a life with intention and purpose, and but over the years, it has become much bigger. It's more about our community here at Ash Boutique. And I just really believe that when you look your best, you feel your best, and therefore you can go out and do your best. And so that's just something that I like to share with everyone who comes through our doors.
Thank you, Ashley. And you, Adam, what's your why?
Just serving people great food. I mean, that's the best way to take a bite of something and close your eyes and takes you back to a childhood memory or something like that. So just to serve great food. I mean, Topeka's been awesome. So that's why I kind of wanted to move to Topeka and start this up here.
Great. Next off, a lot's changed over time. Can you tell me about the products and services that you offered prior to the stay-at-home order? We'll start back with Alicia.
Yes, we offered local artist work, so anything from handmade soap to fine paintings and everything in between. And we also offered art classes for children to adults. And we are about to approach our summer camps for the year as well.
Nice. And you, Darlene? Well, I guess, Darlene, you opened up right at the beginning, so.
Yeah, so the products and services, you know, yeah, they haven't changed. So we were only open 3 days prior to the stay-at-home order went into effect. So we serve breakfast sandwiches, breakfast burritos, and lunch deli sandwiches. And of course, we feature espresso drinks made with Blue Jazz coffee, which we're really happy to partner with.
Very good. Ashley, how about you with your products and services?
Yeah, absolutely. So we provide women's clothing and accessories, just an array of different things that you need: tops, bottoms, dresses, accessories, shoes, all those good things.
Very nice. And Adam?
We offer fine dining cuisine here in Topeka. We've done wine tastings, also wine dinners. I've done a couple cooking classes. So yeah.
Very nice. So what have you changed in the past 60 days that's allowed your cash flow to keep coming in? Because we know cash is king, and that's what pays the bills. And I mean, it's part of our why for what we do. And so Alicia, if you want to start off with what you've had to change.
Before we closed our storefront temporarily, we did a little bit of online sales, but since we do all consignment, which means the artist still owns their work and we get paid after it sells, we didn't do as much online to not be in competition with them. As soon as this hit, everyone contacted me and said we could grow our online store and showcase their work, and that was a huge one for us, is just moving everything to online.
Very good. How about you, Darlene? What have you had to change?
Well, we had the dining room open, for those few days, and it was really nice. It was pretty hectic because, we were all very new to the coffee shop business. So we had to go directly to the drive-through only. But as soon as the concerns came out about the virus, I immediately went on to our Facebook page and just let everyone know that we were being really attentive to the safety concerns and sanitizing. And we do not allow the customers to touch the payment terminal when we're working the drive-through. And now, we're letting people into our lobby a few hours a day, but we don't let them touch those things. We use Lysol wipes to take their debit cards and run them. And we just make sure that, we're being, really attentive to cleanliness and washing our hands often and paying very close attention to our team. And if they're traveling, we try to resist having them return to work, for a few days until we know they're okay, as well as just making sure we're monitoring everybody's health and stuff. And so far, we've been very blessed. We've been very fortunate to have everyone stay healthy. So praying it continues.
Definitely. Ashley, how about you? Have you changed in the past 60 days to keep cash flow coming?
Yeah. Well, our business is really based on your events in your life. If you think about it, when you go shopping, you need it for graduations, Mother's Day, anniversaries, Easter, all those things that have been kind of put on hold. So when it comes to merchandise, we completely changed the products that we were offering. And I started partnering more with other local business owners. Megan Turner, she is in Valley Falls and she creates great graphic tees. So we immediately started what we call our stay-at-home collection, and every week we launch 3 or 4 new items onto our website. Lucky for us, we have had our website up since 2017, so that was already in place. However, one of the services that we started offering was local doorstep delivery. So we knew that getting our customers to the door to pick up their items was going to be a little more challenging, especially now with all these other things on their plate, homeschooling, working from home. So to make it easier, we do doorstep delivery where you can order your items online and we can drop it off. I like to call it retail to go. It's kind of, and was one of the things that I had to revise in our business model.
Very, very unique. And also, I'm sure it made a lot of people happy. How about you, Adam?
We've changed a lot, a lot. Instead of fine dining, we had to do curbside. So it's hard to put something that I take pride in plating into a to-go box. But we changed that. And then we started doing sandwiches. I mean, it was to a point where me and Casey sat down and visited for hours, and a lot of places closed up, and we didn't want to do that. I mean, we wanted to still give the people of Topeka something to look forward to. So owning the sandwich shop in Holton, that's what we kind of turned to. It's crazy that was my first business opening, and now it's going to come all back around to carry us through this pandemic that's going on. So yeah, we went from steaks and scallops and quail and pheasant to $10 sandwiches. So it was a lot, but like I said, I mean, I couldn't ask for a better city to do this in, because Topeka's showed me and Casey more support than I've ever even imagined right now. So
Fantastic. And your sandwiches are awesome, by the way.
yeah.
So moving on to, what have you learned about yourself during this time? I know it's definitely had its challenges, but I'm sure there's also been some successes along the way. So Alicia, do you want to start off with that?
Yes, this has been a very interesting time for me personally, as I am expecting my first baby in October.
Yay!
I'm very excited. The biggest thing though is I took this time to also work out a better work-life balance and what I truly want my life to look like after my little one arrives. So that was the big one for me.
Awesome. And you, Darlene?
What have I learned about myself? Oh, wow. Well, I've always had, a really strong trust in God and reliance on my faith, but I've really learned how much God is truly in control. And even during these really difficult times, he's shown me how to take something really difficult and make good of it. And this is definitely no different. It's even been a real testament to myself to just trust, sit back, and just be patient, and just really rely on other people when you've tried to do so much yourself. It's a huge leap of faith, all the way around. When you own a business, it's just taken me through a lot of challenges physically and mentally, and I've learned that can't control everything, I mean, obviously, and you almost have to go with the flow. I mean, every day you don't know. You don't know if people are going to get out, if they're going to, be concerned about coming to your store, or, wherever you're at. And so you just learn to adapt and trust God. So that has probably been, something that has been a big learning experience for me, is just to sit back and breathe and just trust the Lord.
Good. How about you, Ashley? What have you learned about yourself?
I have learned to give myself a lot of grace. On top of having these businesses and getting ready to open a new store, I have 5 little children. And so we've had to completely adjust, and now we're homeschooling them. Their ages 10 down to 1. And so I've learned that, yes, even though I kind of redefined my term of excellence, and that, excellence and perfection aren't the same thing, and that every day we can do our best, and we're the judge of, did we obtain excellence that day? No one else can do that for us. And I just believe that everyone's just doing their very best they can in this very moment. And so just giving yourself some grace, for sure.
Great words of wisdom. Thank you. How about you, Adam?
Just hard work and determination. I mean, that's what I've kind of found out about myself, is just like growing up on a farm and my dad having us throw hay in 100-degree weather and not giving up and stuff like that. I think that's really came out in this time. I mean, at that time when I was little, I hated that, but it kind of made me appreciate what he was doing, just to teach me hard work and determination and not giving up and doing what you have to do to get through tough situations. So that's what I kind of learned about myself, is what he taught me all along, all these years. I finally look back and know what he was doing. And it kind of got us through this. So.
Very good. Sounds like a lot of grit, definitely. So how has the community supported you during this time? Alicia, if you want to start off again.
They have supported me amazingly. And so it has been great. We had an online store before, and then when we grew it, everyone has gone on there and purchased. We've had a lot of gift card sales. We've had a lot of people just check in. And so the entire community, the community of Topeka and surrounding areas, our artist community. They've been truly amazing. So our sales have dipped, but have not, we're still doing pretty good. So I've been very happy. And then we've also received lots of grants, including the Host Topeka grant, which is very helpful as well.
Very good. How about you, Darlene?
I second what Alicia said. The gift card sales, just incredible. Thank you so much, as well as the grants and the host program. Just thank you so much for that. That was emotional for us, and it was just a huge help. But as well as that, how as a community support us, just really believing in us, and coming through our drive-through and letting us know how happy they are to have a coffee shop in East Topeka and how long they've waited for that to happen. And it really shows. And it's just, it's really incredibly encouraging and humbling. And, when they come through the drive-through, they're talking to us, and it's just the everyday talk that we hear as they're driving through and they're getting their drinks and their food, and they're talking to Chris, and, he's really good at, talking and just communicating with them and just letting them know, this is like home to them. And so they've just really supported us just by helping us as well to feel, at home over here. And, that's kind of, what we really, what we wanted and what we wanted to do for, for East Topeka, yes, but for Topeka in general, we just want to offer something a little bit different, something a little more humbling, a coffee shop where you can walk in and sit down, just relax, don't worry about anything, and where, we can treat you as if you were just walking in our living room or something. And the drive-through, just, the way they come through our drive-through. I mean, we had one Saturday where the line was wrapped and that was incredible. It was surreal. It was very surreal. I can't ever say, will it happen again? We don't know, but it was really, it was exciting when it did. So yeah, thank you so much.
Ashley, how about you? How's the community supported you?
Oh man, I feel so humbled and grateful every single day when I open up our online orders, or for every shout out on social media, or just someone sharing our shop. I just feel extremely grateful. The community has been great during this time. They've rallied behind how we've kind of have pivoted some of the merchandise that we're offering. I've sold thousands and thousands of masks, and I have people calling every day trying to get more masks. And so it's definitely people, just the word of mouth, and I'm forever grateful for our community.
Awesome. How about you, Adam?
Like I said earlier, definitely humbled, definitely grateful, kind of emotional, just because all the gift cards, all the sandwich orders, Azura, the hospital, making 60 and 70 sandwiches for an order. It's something that I never, ever imagined. I'll never forget the first week we decided to do sandwiches. I ordered, like one box of bread, a couple different meats, a couple cheeses, just to get us through that week, because we had no clue. And that first Tuesday by 12 o'clock, I was completely sold out of everything. I was making sandwiches out of random stuff I had in the refrigerator. But it was just, and it's just kind of kept up this whole time. I'm just expecting like a slow day once in a while, but
nope.
I'm perfectly fine with being busy. It's just, Topeka's been awesome. It's kind of a loss of words of how grateful I am. And if I could tell everybody thank you and give them a hug, I totally would.
That's great. Thank you. And we have all enjoyed those sandwiches. They go like hotcakes. Next is, what has been your biggest success since you've opened your business? Alicia, we'll start with you.
As weird as it sounds, I would say this time right now, because when you see everything kind of at the lowest point it can be, and the community supporting you and showing just all of that emotion towards the business you have built, it's amazing to see. So I would say this time right now is probably our biggest success.
Awesome. How about you, Darlene?
I would have to say, just being in business this long, our biggest success in just a couple of months, honestly, is our team and, partnering with Blue Jazz. I could not operate without our team. And, we have students, we have stay-at-home moms, not stay-at-home moms, we have single moms, we have Washburn students, and they have just shown this amazing resiliency and flexibility utmost, because, we went from not realizing that we could use their help during the day, and all of a sudden they're out of school. I don't know what we would have done without them. The seniors had a really hard time among all the students when the school shut down, and I think them being able to work has really helped them greatly, as well as, helped our shop. We really took something that was meant, for bad, and made good of it just by helping ourselves stay active and, serving the community. So, I'd have to say just the success of our team and how resilient and strong they have been to just really, back us up and just be flexible throughout this whole situation.
Very good. How about you, Ashley? What's been your biggest success?
It would be the community that I've been able to build over the years. We have a really strong Ash Boutique VIP group on Facebook, and one of my core values of my brand is community, and over the years we've really been able to strengthen that and create and cultivate and show up for each other when it's really needed. And I just really believe, there's enough success out there for everyone. And so I really like to partner with other local businesses and ask, how can I support you? And so for me, it is the community that I've been able to build.
That's awesome. That's what it takes is a village. Adam,
Yeah.
How about you?
A couple things. Like Darlene said, my team's been awesome. I mean, they were there when this all started. They went through the slow time, and when they reach out to me and say, "Hey, we're here, Chef Adam. What do you need us to do?" I mean, that's the world to me, because owning a business, no offense to employees, but employees are hard to find. Employees. And so it's just having those employees that are it's almost like a marriage, through thick and thin. I mean, and they were there for us. And like Ashley said, building my regulars that always come in, they're the ones that bought sandwiches all the time, gift cards, and just those close friends that we've made since opening this whole thing has been awesome. So.
Well, that's great. Well, sounds like you guys all have great teams, and you also have to be a great leader to have a good team that wants to keep coming back. So kudos to all of you guys for that. So now we talked about successes. Let's talk about obstacles. What's been your biggest obstacle since opening, or even just in the last 60 days?
So in the last 60 days, we were about to launch a brand new product line in 2021. And with how the world is changing, we're not sure if we're able to do that at this time or not. So we're kind of in limbo. And that's probably my least favorite thing to feel. I like to plan and organize, where just the unknown has been difficult. So knowing how to move forward with that.
Yeah, that's tough. How about you, Darlene? What's been your biggest obstacle?
I'm going to touch on one of the obstacles, inventory, later. So on this particular question, it's more personal to me, because, I think my biggest obstacle is really myself, because I didn't know where God was going to lead me. And I don't mean to make fun, but it's like, I'm not a morning person. And I truly wondered what God was thinking when, he led me on this mission here. And all of a sudden I'm waking up each day, and, the biggest obstacle is confidence. I pray to God that, you know, I can keep doing what I'm doing and ask him to keep me going and be confident to lead our team. You know, we've got young girls working for us, you know, young people that, you know, are looking to Chris and I for direction. So I just pray to, you know, to lead them confidently and take care of my girls, you know, at the same time. You know, being a business owner is rewarding, but it takes its toll on you, on your mental well-being. So you can constantly question yourself if you're doing right, and you know, you know, that's kind of, it's an obstacle for me. I know it's something that might get easier as time goes on. I'm sure, you know, Adam and Alicia and Ashley, I think you guys can probably, you know, understand. You've been out there much longer than us. And so you know, it'll be a hurdle, you know, and especially during a time when there's a pandemic. And so it's been a challenge, but I know we can get through it. And I know we cannot do it without what Topeka is. That is for sure.
Absolutely. How about you, Ashley?
My biggest obstacle has been, lucky for us, our business has not slowed down. As a matter of fact, it has nearly doubled during this time. And so the biggest obstacle for me has been managing that almost by myself, with just me and my husband, because of social distancing. I've been able to use my employees, but they were working from home. So they were doing more things on the website, behind the scenes, working social media, doing deliveries. But a lot of the things in store had to be done strictly by me or my husband, just for a safety reason. You know, like I said, we have 5 kids, and we just wanted to keep everyone healthy and safe during those stay-at-home orders. So managing all of that, on top of all the normal business things that you have to do, has been the hardest. And I have learned that it's okay to not have something done perfectly. You know, we all have those expectations for ourselves in business, but at some point you just have to get them done, and it's okay if it's not perfect.
That's right, definitely. How about you, Adam?
Yeah, kind of like Alicia said, start like we have another business plan coming for Topeka. So with all this stuff going on, it kind of postponed that for a little bit. I don't know how long, but yeah, we're in the process of another thing that I don't really want to share yet.
Darn it.
Something awesome, but you know, with all this stuff, it kind of just postponed those plans. So hopefully we can still do it in this year, but if not this year, the first of this next year.
Sounds great. So we talked about successes and obstacles. Next, we're going to talk about what's the most unique thing that you've had to change in your business model that actually worked. You didn't think it would, but it worked.
So I was shocked with how well our online sales did, because art is basically a community. You come in, you learn about the artist, you buy a person, you buy that person. And so when you go online, you miss that aspect. So I was really nervous relying solely on online for that reason. And it surprised me that it has gone as well as it has, in a very good way. So.
Good deal. How about you, Darlene?
Well, since we were forced to use our drive-through only, I'm going to answer this kind of backwards. So we, as in the team, and Chris and I, you know, we're all new to the coffee shop business. So the stay-at-home order was the unique thing that, sadly enough, worked for us, because it allowed the team and us to really work through, you know, all the kinks and the bumps that you might have when you're first opening a business. And you know, it's helped us to just focus on one area, just the drive-through, and how to really master that. It's helped us to how to best utilize staff and how to manage inventory without having a proper gauge of what to expect each day, and how to slowly, you know, open our doors for a few hours at a time. And so I would have to say, you know, oddly enough, the stay-at-home order has just really helped us to practice and, you know, get our ability down and understand, you know, what's what works well for us and what works well for, the baristas and the people working at the counter. It's just given us a lot of time to prepare for when, our doors open completely.
Very good. Always a silver lining. How about you, Ashley?
The merchandise that we offer has definitely changed. Like I mentioned earlier, people are working from home, so they don't need workwear. You're not going out with your girlfriends. You're not going to weddings. So the type of apparel that we typically offer really isn't relevant right now. And so I had to be flexible and adapt and offer things that people are needing now in their life that still have some of the Ash touches that they normally look for and that they appreciate. So that's been the most, I don't know if I want to say challenging, but when you're used to selling a certain type of product and then you totally switch to graphic t-shirts and sweatshirts and sweatpants and face masks and essential oil hand sanitizers, it's just a lot different, but I'm here to support my customers and, and give them what they're looking for.
Very good. How about you, Adam?
Definitely the sandwiches.
It worked.
Yeah, and it taken off. So definitely doing lunches and carry out. I mean, it makes it easy for people to come in and grab their sack lunch and take it back with them to their house or to the office. So yeah, it's worked really good. So
very nice. So next question is, how can we as a community and also as a fellow Topekan help support you and your business? What do you want from us? We'll start with you, Alicia.
Oh, keep shopping. We are going to be opening when phase 3 begins. That's my comfort zone and our team's comfort zone. And so I anticipate we'll have some walk-in traffic, but we're still going to be heavily online. So we will be doing both at that time. And then our kids' activities will be changing, and we're still going to hold summer camps, but not go into other businesses for safety reasons. So we'll hold them outside. So if you need a place for your kid to decompress for a week, bring them on over to us. So
will do. Thanks, Alicia. How about you, Darlene?
Yeah, just keep coming to see us and, sharing about it on Facebook and letting us know if there's anything we can do better. Just definitely keep supporting us and other local businesses. That's what Topeka is really about, and it's really shown quite a bit, during this challenging time. So we just appreciate, all the drive-through business. And, we don't know if we're going to open our doors, when the phases change. We're going to keep going slow. We're only open for, the dining room is only open for a couple hours in the morning and then a few hours in the afternoon. And we're going to keep doing that for a little bit until, we know for sure it's safe for everybody, including our team and the community both. But yeah, just keep sharing and posting those reviews. We just really appreciate them so much.
Will do. So reviews on Facebook are great. So we'll remember that. How about you, Ashley?
During this time, not just my business, but all businesses are facing different challenges. And I think the biggest one for a lot of business owners that I've talked to is supply chain. And so I think what I'd really encourage people to remember is, as much as we want things to go back to normal, we're eager for that normalcy. It's going to take a very long time. And I know for me in retail, our supply chains are broken down. Even though a lot of products are manufactured in LA and New York, our textiles are imported. Things are really backed up. So a lot of the times we may be, on my end, I can order something that's in stock and it can ship the next day. But our warehouses that maybe run with 1,000 people in it are now running with 200 people in it. So I think what I would really encourage people to remember is that local business owners are truly doing the very best they can with what they have. And that if you have a question or concern, just go to the owner, go to the manager and talk to them, because just supply chains in general are broken down. I was talking to a friend who has a bakery, and she said she can't open because she can't get enough butter. So, there's just all these things that we have to remember. I know we're really eager for normalcy, but it's going to take a really long time. And so just give grace to all the small business owners right now.
What a great reminder, Ashley, because yeah, you don't know what you don't know. So thank
Yeah.
you for that. That helps out a lot. How about you, Adam?
Like everyone else said, just keep supporting us with sandwiches. We've opened our dining room. We have everything spaced out. We're taking the proper precautions. I mean, we go from 36 people and we only see 20 people right now. So, and we spread the times out more, so there's not a full dining room ever. Just keep supporting, like Ashley said, kind of give us a break a little bit, because there's a lot of food out there I can't get. I mean, steaks are hard to get now. The beef and pork and chicken, those plants are closing down or they're just out of stuff. So that's what we're kind of doing, a tasting menu of just things that I'm able to get right now. So just keep supporting us and we'll make it through all this.
Absolutely. Thank you. Next question is, what made you choose Topeka for a market to open your business? I know it wasn't an easy decision, and I think just the whole atmosphere in Topeka has changed. So why did you choose Topeka, Alicia?
When I was looking to open, I was looking at Kansas City, Lawrence, and Topeka. And in the end, I chose Topeka because I enjoyed the community so much more. It was a very inviting community. And that's why I chose downtown too, because as soon as you go downtown, I mean, we're all a happy family down there. So we, share ideas and share supplies during this time especially. And I can't imagine being anywhere else. So I know I made the right decision.
Yay. How about you, Darlene?
Well, being a lifelong Topekan and graduate of Highland Park High, and my girls attending Shawnee Heights, it was easy for myself and Chris to choose this location, because I really wanted to situate ourselves between Highland Park and Shawnee Heights. I wanted those two communities to come together, and we wanted to bring coffee to East Topeka. We knew a lot of people wanted it over here, and we were able to do it. So we absolutely wanted to choose, not just Topeka, but absolutely the east side where I live and work. I want to work over here. So, yeah.
Thank you. And I'm glad you did, because I live on the east side too. So thank you.
Yay.
How about you, Ashley?
For the longest time, I always thought it was so silly that we were the capital city, and yet so many people were going to Kansas City and Lawrence to do their shopping. And I wanted to bring a lot of those styles, or some of the brands that maybe you'd find in Nordstrom or Anthropologie, bring some of those pieces here with some great independent lines. I didn't think, our time is already so valuable that if you're going on a trip, you don't have time to go to Kansas City and shop. So I wanted to bring that same kind of experience here to the capital city.
Great, thank you. How about you, Adam?
It was a little bit of everything. I mean, my wife was getting ready to start law school at Washburn Law. And so we were looking for places, and we love Topeka, and being familiar with Topeka my entire life. Like Ashley said, being the capital, and everybody drove to Lawrence for fine dining or Kansas City for fine dining. And Topeka just kind of lacked, we still have really great restaurants here, but they just lacked some of those fine dining restaurants. So it was a no-brainer for me to try to give Topeka something unique and different. And so they didn't have to travel an hour away to have a nice dinner and nice wine. And my wife she drives 5 minutes to school every day. So it makes
Perfect.
It easy. Yeah.
Definitely. So we're moving on to our last question. I do want to say thank you all for joining us on behalf of Small Business Council and the Topeka Independent Business Association, otherwise known as TIBA. If you do want to join TIBA, we do invite you. We are a group of about 80 locally owned businesses that advocate for each other. We have a lobbyist on that volunteers his time, and we're all about supporting local businesses and giving them a voice. So last question that we have today is, what challenges do you see your business facing in the next year due to the pandemic, and what are you doing to prepare for it? We'll start off with you, Alicia.
Well, I see two. One is I think our business will change this year. Being face-to-face won't be an option as much. And so, which is a big part of our business. And just moving to be more personal online and building relationships differently. That's not really a skill set I have, so I have people helping me with that. And I think it'll do a lot of good during this time until we can be face-to-face again. And so the other vein is the thing I was bringing in late 2021 was a global art aspect. And so to go out to relationships I've built in other countries with artists and bring them back here. But we don't know what the travel will be like during this time. So that's really on hold until everything is secure. And I don't know when we'll be able to do that again. So I think that will take a little bit longer as well.
Gotcha, definitely. How about you, Darlene?
Challenge is probably just kind of the challenge of the unknown in our country, and, you know, never knowing if and when the virus will be gone, and how to handle that when you're running a business. And like everybody says, I mean, you don't get the inventory that you want when you want it. You just kind of have to, supply yourself with what you can get when you can. And so, the challenge is definitely how to staff properly and how to keep inventory when everything is feeling, uncertain. You don't know, how many people are actually going to attend to your place. But I mean, we've been so blessed with, having people come on a steady basis. And to prepare, I'd have to say that, to prepare, we're doing much better at tracking what we use each day and knowing, our go-to supply places where we can, get our inventory and stuff. And, quite honestly, I would definitely have to say that, working with Blue Jazz and Kevin has just really helped me, and I know Chris tremendously, because, he's had that background on, how much to stock and how much to prepare for and what to keep on hand. And sometimes you don't want to keep tons of, this particular coffee or these things, because you don't know what the week is going to bring. But, like I said, we've been very fortunate, and, it's good to have those things on hand. And, I'd have to say Kevin has just really kind of helped us, with that. And so to prepare is just really monitoring and keeping track of everything, the best we can.
Good deal. How about you, Ashley?
I feel like I'm starting from scratch again. Just like I did in 2014. I know that sounds so crazy, but we're just learning new things every single day. And I had a really strong plan at the beginning of the year of what it was going to look like when we moved into our new expanded space, because we're about tripling our square footage when we moved downtown. And now I'm kind of having to relook at a lot of those things. I've had to, cancel orders, buy new things. And the vision I had of, hundreds of people in there on our grand opening day, it's not going to look like that anymore. And so I've had to really go back to the basics. And I know a lot of people in the fashion world think that, like, when we go to market, we just, pick things out. We say, oh, I'll take that. But it's not like that. It's very strategic. It's all numbers. It's all spreadsheets. And it's all trends that I've been accumulating since 2014. So when I go to market, it's very specific. And now things are just totally different. And so it's redoing everything that I've learned pretty much. And what we're doing to prepare is, if there's another stay-at-home order, what would that look like for our business? If December, November, December comes around and there's another uptick in the virus, how are we going to be prepared for those? And so we're not, we're being proactive rather than reactive if something like that were to happen again.
That's very smart and strategic. Good job, Ashley. How about you, Adam?
Biggest challenge is my food. I mean, just because all the plants are having this virus, and all the farmers are getting low on their cattle and beef and stuff like that. So that's very challenging, just to find out what I can use, what's in stock, what's available to me. And preparing is just that. I mean, trying to find what I can use. I mean, going to the farmer's market, if it's finding stuff at the farmer's market and getting stuff to use there. And that's kind of what our challenges are and what we're kind of preparing for. So, but we're still going to do this. We're going month to month and changing the menus. And so it's going to be fun.
Yes, it will be fun, definitely. And we always look forward to seeing what menu you're going to launch for the next week. So, well, I really want to thank each and every one of you, Alicia, Darlene, Ashley, and Adam, for taking the time to be vulnerable and tell your story and let us know what you're going through, because I think that's the biggest disconnect with business owners at times. They feel like they should know everything, and it's okay not to know everything. And just let people know that the Small Business Council, as well as Topeka Independent Business Association, is there for you. We're there to help you find the answers. We may not know the answers, but we will help you find the answers. So don't hesitate to reach out to one of us. Let us know what you're working on, or if you need to get a cohort group together to brainstorm. You know, there's people willing to do that for you, because we believe in our community, we believe in Topeka, and we're just excited to kind of see what the next phase brings. So thank you everyone for participating. So moving on to the next phase, I'll turn it back over to Glinda.
Yes. Does anyone have any questions of the guest?
Yes, sorry.
No questions? I want to thank Jennifer, our chair of our membership, and our chair, Beth Ann, of the Small Business Council. Again, raise your hand so they'll know who you are, Beth Ann. There she is. And then I also want to thank our sponsors, your credit union. So thank you so much. We appreciate that. Thanks, everyone. Next, we have two of my coworkers coming to talk a little bit about the Topeka Recovery Plan. You probably heard a little bit about it in the community. And now we want to share with you, give you an opportunity to ask questions about it, and then we'll move forward. So I introduce to you Michelle Stubblefield and Freddie Mullen. Ready. You're on, Michelle, you're on mute.
I'm on mute, yeah. Hello, everyone. I wanted to give you some information about exactly what the Topeka Community Recovery Plan is. Basically, it is lead coordinated by the city, the county, and the Greater Topeka Partnership. It is an impact model approach, just basically mean we're looking for as much collaboration as possible, which is Topeka and Shining County and our community is well known for. This impact model approach, we've developed a framework. So basically what we're looking at is, what are the immediate needs? How do we mitigate any issues, and what do we need to monitor? As well as, what are the long-term recovery plans that we need to think about? I think with this, obviously, it's very uncertain times. Some of the things that we have looked at when we look at past disasters or past crises is that there is no model for this, as I'm sure you've heard before. It's not like a tornado where it just comes in, you've got your destruction, and then you just get to work and take a lay of the land and start recovery. This has been a very fluid crisis. So while we see some immediate needs, we're also discovering immediate needs as well as this virus transcends. The task force currently has about 70 people within the structure of the body of the plan of the task force. And we expect, as this evolves, for that to grow. We are looking at 5 basic areas of focus areas for the plan. The first one is community and education. The second one is economic recovery. The third is funding and philanthropy. The fourth is government infrastructure and public safety, and then health and behavioral health. So when it comes to community and education, we're looking at it from a family, youth, senior perspective, as well as from an education perspective from K through 12 on up. Obviously, the economic recovery, this has had a huge economic impact And then we're looking at very different areas of that. Freddie, our senior economic advisor with the Greater Topeka Partnership, is going to speak specifically to that here in a second. And then funding and philanthropy. Because of the economic impact, one thing we wanted to do as a community was make sure that we're taking advantage of any possible funding opportunity available, both locally, regionally, and nationally. So we developed a task force specifically to look at those opportunities. And we will be posting on the website shortly at supporttopeka.com/recovery a list of opportunities we would invite anybody to look at, from nonprofit to businesses, for additional support as you all deal with this crisis. We also have government infrastructure and public safety, and one thing we look at there is just what is needed, what are as people there. Some of the things they're looking at is just employment within the government, as well as any other opportunities that they can bring to this community. Sometimes with this, it brings extra dollars that maybe there's something we've always wanted to do in this community. This can actually be a perfect time to gain those dollars to do that. And then finally, it's the health and behavioral health. We've been working with the response team as well as health providers and the hospitals to have a greater understanding of our capacity to deal with this crisis, from not only a ventilation/hospital bed, but also to the matter of PPEs and having the capacity and the gowns and the masks available for our healthcare professionals, so that we don't run the risk of not having those things available. And then as far as the behavioral health, that's going to be a huge concern moving forward, even after this crisis evolves, because they're already starting to see the impact on children, on business owners, everyone, as isolation comes into play, as their businesses maybe are dealing with business issues and family issues. So that's been a big concern as well. So those have been the 4 focus areas, or 5 focus areas. To date, some of the things that have been working on is basically understanding the lay of the land, doing a situational awareness. What are some of the immediate concerns? Talking with the response team and looking at what that plan may look like locally and how that would impact businesses. Working and seeing potentially what the governor's plan would look like, and what that may, how that may also impact the community, as well as some community communication needs. You may see on our website to be safe, be smart, be responsible, and that's really an effort to communicate that we are all responsible to one another. And we all need to wash our hands, wear masks, because it's been proven that spatial distancing, making sure that we're all following those basic rules collectively, and if we all do it, then we can help get past this virus much quicker. As well as, again, the website. And then just dealing with, ultimately with the plan, we're going to want to have a situational awareness. We're going to want to have the plan, and we're going to want to have some expectations. So our overall goal with the plan is to not only recover, but renew our momentum that Topeka has had most recently and has been working towards, but also to become fully capable of responding to any future threats and be even better than we were before. So I think you're going to hopefully hear a lot about that in the coming months and weeks. And be on the lookout. In the next few weeks, we will have a community survey so we can get a feel for where the community stands on all this. So that's a quick update. Freddie, I would ask, he probably gives the economic recovery and what they're up to.
All right, well, thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Belinda. And thank you for all those participating in these meeting. I heard some of those businesses, and I would like to just let you know that as a community, we're working on going through these difficult times. So just to speak for the economic task, for the Recovery Economics Task Force. So we're, like Michelle said, we're part of this entire recovery team. As a task force, our focus is on the economy. The task force is composed of several business leaders in the community, and we have expertise from various industries, medical industries, finance. We also have different business compositions, from small downtown businesses to large companies that operate locally. So we have met a few times, and we went through the phases and the plans that businesses establishments have to operate within each phase. We make some recommendations to the Shawnee County Health Department and the recovery team, emergency team. So we're working on that through each phase. At the same time, right now, we're focused on short-term impacts because as a task force, we don't really see that in the short term, these will just immediately go away. So we're focused on short-term goals. And when we have that better established, better figure that out a little bit better, then we'll start thinking on long-term goals, because we believe that these could be a situation where these has the potential to expand past this summer. So we meet usually on Fridays, and we are right now looking to determine what kind of data we need to use to truly see the impact in the economy and the impact in the medically speaking, the medical situation. So if you have any questions, please let me know.
Any questions of Freddie or Marianne? I'm sorry, Freddie or Michelle? Thank you guys for joining us. We really, really appreciate it.